This 12-year-old girl living in poverty saved a millionaire's life, but what he whispered in her ear made her burst into tears. And you won't believe what happened next. Like this video if you believe in the power of kindness and follow Axiom USA for more incredible stories that will restore your faith in humanity. Little Amara Okafor was walking home from school through the busy streets of Lagos, Nigeria, carrying her worn textbooks and dreaming of the meal she might not get that evening, because her mother, Kemi, was working 3 jobs just to pay rent for their tiny one-room apartment, when she heard desperate screams coming from an overturned Mercedes-Benz that had crashed into a roadside ditch after the wealthy businessman inside suffered a heart attack while driving. While dozens of adults walked past the accident scene, too afraid or too busy to get involved, brave little Amara didn't hesitate for a second. She dropped her school books, squeezed through the shattered window, and used the CPR techniques she'd learned from a Red Cross demonstration at her school to save the life of 58-year-old business tycoon, Mr. Emeka Okonkwo, who owned half the commercial buildings in Lagos and was worth over $50 million. When Mr. Okonkwo woke up in the hospital and learned that a poor schoolgirl had saved his life, he immediately asked to meet her. But when Amara arrived at his bedside still wearing her patched school uniform and broken shoes, what he whispered to her wasn't thank you or promises of reward. Instead, he leaned close and said, "I know your father, Amara. He worked for me 15 years ago, and I fired him unfairly because I was young, arrogant, and racist against people from your village, and his wrongful dismissal is why your family has been struggling in poverty all these years. Will you ever forgive me?" Amara burst into tears not from sadness but from overwhelming relief, because she finally understood why her brilliant father, Gabriel, who had an engineering degree, had never been able to find decent work despite his qualifications, and why her family had been trapped in a cycle of poverty that seemed impossible to escape. Mr. Okonkwo didn't just apologize. He immediately offered Amara's father his old job back with 15 years of back pay, plus interest totaling over $200,000, enrolled Amara and her 2 younger siblings in the best private schools in Lagos with full scholarships through university, bought the family a beautiful 4-bedroom house in a safe neighborhood, and established the Amara Okafor Foundation for Brave Children with a $2 million endowment to help other kids in similar situations. The most beautiful part of this story is that Amara's act of pure kindness didn't just save one man's life. It broke a cycle of injustice that had affected her entire family for over a decade, proving that sometimes the universe has a way of